We're here in southeast Queensland to do a walk up the Illingbar circuit. Usually this circuit is started from Illingbar, but today we're going to do it from a totally different direction. We've left the car here at the end of the road. This is the last farm. It's a lovely morning and the cows seem to be having a good time here this morning. But this is approximately where we're going to start the walk. And we'll walk up this track. This is some of the local domestic wildlife. Five of us are heading off on this walk today, and it will be quite a nice trip.
Yeah.
This is a lovely part of the world here. Domestic wildlife to contend with on this track. They don't seem to mind at all. We're just trying to figure out exactly where the track's going.
Well, see, that crosses over. There's a part, there's a road that up there that says that it crosses over.
We're just looking for a spot to get into the forest.
Oh good, that'll give you some in reserve.
Well, we've just walked up the creek and found this pink marker for the Illingbar circuit track. And this is the entrance. Here we have the National Park sign. This sign is directly on the entrance of the circuit. We'll probably head up here for the rest of the day. It's approximately 17 kilometres.
Wasn't going too well, so yeah. So from the upper north coast, we'll do this road.
We're looking for a crossing to get across here.
Yeah, I hate rocks.
Thanks, Mum.
All we have to do is find the track on this side of the river. This is part of the old camping area that we used to stay at.
Illingbar track, then we started the first of the 12 creek crossings.
Well, we know this afternoon when we see that sign with no camping, that's where we have to cross the creek to get out again.
Yeah. We've come in, we're here somewhere. So we've crossed over that creek and we're on here. So
Well, we have found the original track to Illingbar Circuit.
It's a bit of Mara.
no, we don't go all the way to the top. So 8 notice 16.6. 16.6. We won't do 16.6.
Now, this is part of the actual Illingbar circuit that we're going to do. Up the creek was the only way to get in if you're going to do it from this direction. We're not too far down the track and there's another creek crossing. And there will be a lot of creek crossings on this walk. Well, we're just doing a little bit of a foot change here, changing into sand shoes. It's a bit tricky going over some of these creeks. Don't fall in.
There's a lot more lantana.
Yeah.
Well, we've just walked across the creek
Right way.
and we've gone about 30 metres up the track and found this entrance to the other side of the track.
Feeding.
We're just setting up a can here for any other people that do this section of the walk. This is a wonderful forest through here. There's quite a lot of birds singing. You can hear whipbirds in the distance.
The side of the old campsite.
We seem to have found the new campsite. And it's in there somewhere. Well, it doesn't look much like a campsite in there, but it's probably a kilometre or so up. We do have plenty of creek crossings on this walk. And here's another one.
Lovely with the bit of yellow.
Here we have a close-up of a Eucalyptus grandis. These are absolutely spectacular trees. And they can grow to a height of over 200 feet. About 20 metres up the track is a marker heading back into the rainforest. There was a rather interesting deviation here. We ended up going into the rainforest instead of following the track from the log right up alongside the river itself. What was that?
Big palm forest. And there's another orange marker. Oh, two orange markers.
We're looking at the 5th creek crossing now. We haven't come far at all. This is one tree that didn't quite survive a storm. It has been torn to pieces. Very unusual elkhorn, the way it's growing.
Barry, I've got some walnuts and...
There are plenty of orange markers on this track.
beautiful.
That is the biggest one I've ever seen.
That is incredible. That's the biggest ever.
We have seemed to have found the sixth creek crossing. There's probably only about 7 or 8 to go.
Oh yeah.
Because the shape of the bark is, the shape is still there in the bark. Wow.
And you know, in early days, they used to come and gather all the different coloured fungus and then use those as dye.
Oh yes.
I didn't know.
So,
And that one is again dead. I think. Died to the Illingbar circuit, but maybe at one time there was.
yeah.
Numbered points. What? Look at the age of that tree. That's not going to be there for very much longer. That tree's all just dead. You know.
That's another magnificent tree. It's got to be about 2 metres across, and the buttresses on them are exceptionally high.
Never seen buttresses with holes in before like that.
No, it's quite an amazing
See the
tree.
holes over here, Anne? Like windows in the
Yes.
buttresses?
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, look at the colours.
This tree looks like a red cedar, and in the early days they chopped many of these down and found that they were hollow inside.
Yeah.
Lovely little spot.
Beautiful. I can both the creek flows.
There'll be another crossing.
Well, this is crossing number 9. This is creek crossing number 11. Hopefully there's only 2 to go. I do believe this is creek crossing number 12. This would have been put in about at least 35, 40 years ago. We've decided to have lunch. This is creek crossing number 13. That feels good. We hope this is the last one. We're just halfway through lunch and it looks like it's decided to rain. The Illingbar circuit meets the Binnaburra track, and it's only about 2 kilometres up to Binnaburra from here.
Go ahead if you want.
It's actually got a name too.
Well, what is the name of it?
Still raining, is it?
Yes.
We've got a few stairs to climb up on this section of the walk, and we're heading towards Binnaburra.
Somebody camped last night.
Yeah, because when I this morning at home,
Little shower.
before dark, it was very cloudy. Before daylight, it was very cloudy.
Guess who came to dinner at my place on Monday night? Barbara Durry's husband and Barbara Durry's daughter.
Yeah.
You remember Barbara Durry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember. She used to be here. Been
That's not very nice.
We might have got Anne.
We've got my bum going up the steps, that's for sure, which I thought was a bit unkind.
Move them out. Move them out. Harley, oh yeah, I'd be on to Harley.
Do you realise everyone in national parks is going to hear that?
The conditions are getting quite bad now. There's rain coming in on the left here, and looks like I might have to put the camera away. Got about 7 kilometres to go. Luckily it's all downhill, but the rain's getting heavier all the time.
And look at these wonderful bird's nest ferns up here. And now I'm walking the plank.
Well, we're back where we started from early this morning, and we've got probably about another 2 kilometres to go back to the car. As the sun sets into the western skies, we've eventually arrived back at the valley where we've got the car, and that's approximately 17 kilometres and 7 or 8 hours walking time.